Hello everyone, Sean Kenny here playing some more Freelancer. So it's time to find a job in between story missions while Junie picks up some dirt. So we might as well grab this well-paying job here and head out into space. I'll repair it up from their last adventures. Alright, so we just have a waypoint out in this dust cloud. Now, today is the 20th, and we have a Star Citizen sale. It is the Caterpillar, which is the sort of the pirate trader, is what they're billing it as, troop transport.
We've uploaded the mission waypoint into your
looks like it's going for $245, so I don't want to run into too many of those early on, but we'll see how it all balances out in the end. But that definitely looks like an impressive ship. It could be, you know, maybe a Firefly equivalent, a nice transport trader. You could. It's supposed to be very modular. We don't really have much in the way of details as to what it looks like on the inside. I think I've seen like one or two pictures of like an outside view and a cutaway view showing a couple decks inside. So everyone's quite excited to see how that's going to turn out. We're just flying to the waypoint here. So you can see this quite the debris cloud. I'm not quite sure. Usually you can get in the map, you can get some info, some bounty hunters. They're not after me. Haven't been doing anything naughty so far. Just doing the old bounty hunter mercenary work. Well, you know, apparently getting caught up in some kind of artifact. Alright, so we have... It's maybe kind of hard to see, but the target has a more solid outline than his compatriots. They were more sort of a segmented outline. So this is just our one main target. If I can get him down, capture him, and I can just escape the rest without having to risk engaging much more. Let's lose some missile. Oh, it didn't quite do enough damage to finish him. There we go. So as far as the mission's concerned, all I have to do is get out of here now, which is what I'm going to do. I suppose I could take him out, get a little bit more loot, or you can just do these quickly, you know, and you can get a couple more done. A fast mission like this, pretty much, you know, just a couple minutes, go out, grab a guy, bring him back. All right, so. Some of the other Star Citizen news is it looks like we're not going to be seeing too many more large stretch goals the way we've been seeing in the past, and I'm kind of glad for that. You always kind of worry about feature creep, and if they want to keep adding more and more, and people expect to see that day one. You know what it's really doing though is allowing them to have several years of operating capital, so they can keep working on this throughout development. So, you know, we're going to be seeing a progressive, iterative process as we're going to see the dogfighting module. Hopefully, crossing my fingers, hopefully get some a taste of what we're going to be playing in Star Citizen. Hopefully that's going to be coming out, you know, by the end of this year. It's hard to say, but we can hope. We can only hope. It's certainly not going to be for lack of funds. I'm just, you know, absolutely impressed with just how quickly they've been hitting every one of their goals consistently. You know, it really is impressive. And it also sort of speaks to the hunger for a good space game, which we just really haven't seen. I'm just checking it now, and they're halfway to the current stretch goal of 29 million. So that they're 28.5 million. So yeah, that is pretty damn impressive. You know, just from the hangar module, the fidelity of the ships they're going to be having. Let's grab an assassin mission here, 3,800. It's a nice paying job just for going out and killing someone. But, you know, I mean, this is 10 years ago, and looking at Freelancer,
1-1, this is Willard
as you can hear, they got, you know, the back chatter, and they have sort of a distance. They're fainter the further away they are. You know, I mean, they put a lot of detail, and this is just Freelancer, you know, using much older technologies. I you know, have high hopes for it, I suppose. And what do we have here? So we have the Navy ship and a rogue fighting. I don't know why the rogue's not hostile to me, but whatever. They're in a little dogfight of their own. You know, so if this is any indication of the kind of quality, detail, just the level of they put a lot of thought in this game, because it's really easy to jump right in and start playing and start feeling like you're comfortable in the universe. Whereas a lot of the, you know, I've been hearing a lot with the X Rebirth, it's popular, it's definitely better than a lot of its successors, which were mired in menus, as it were. You know, it was those are kind of barriers to entry to games like this that, probably a big reason why we haven't seen a really good space sim game in the last 10 years.
It appears he's not
Alright,
there.
gonna take a few guys out.
Until we can locate him.
Do some missile.
You're going to have to come through me.
If he wants me to go through them, we'll go through them. That's not a problem. These guys are... Oh, yeah. See, those Windstalkers are good for closing the deal after a nice barrage. Now, one thing I guess you could criticize about Freelancer is there's kind of... It tops out as an endgame. There's a couple of the top-end ships that you can get that are basically the top tier. You can't really get better ships than it. And... I mean, with the multiplayer, there's kind of a technique of just loading it up with all the best missiles you can get. It cost a fortune to, you know, fire every single time, but the amount of missiles you could load on those top-end ships and hit, it would instantly destroy any of those ships. So it's like a one-shot kill for any ship in the game, pretty much. And no, but there's a lot of mods though for Freelancer. I don't know if there's a whole lot of the multiplayer going on left, but you know, I can always check that out. It was quite popular for a long time though, in some circles, that's for sure. Now I could, you know, once again, I killed their buddy. The job is done. Oh, Junie has a mission. Off to Manhattan then. Alright, so got a couple jobs in. Junie's been doing some digging. Guess it's time to head on back to the Manhattan. We're coming in from the wilderness, I guess, as it were. So I can get these... I'm going to have to get rid of these waypoints here. And I don't want to set another one. Sometimes, there it is. You need to get the clear waypoint icon in order to delete them. And there we go. Now the main story quest will overtake the navigation, give me a new waypoint to the closest trade lane, and we can start heading to Manhattan. It's an unknown planet my cursor's on. I don't know what that's all about. Yeah, you can hit F2 for the autopilot, which will do some navigation, but it's not really great. And what's the fun of that? I want manual control. Fly through this debris. Now this is fairly moderate debris. There are some sectors where it is really tightly packed. It's hard to fly and not hit stuff. Oh, and there's the trade lane. Alright, so just dock right with that. And we'll check out, where are we on the map here? So we've got a couple trade lanes to get through. So we can get out of this dust cloud, have something to see. Oh, there, like that. I think that's planet Los Angeles. Yeah, that's where we met Junie in the last episode, I believe. Yeah, California Miner. I think Los Angeles is further northwest on this map. I don't think we would have going by it though. Oh, or I think this is the hot area where I was interrupted by pirates at the last time. Yeah, I think that's Los Angeles over there, that blue planet. As you can see, they used some techniques. I guess they were trying to get shots inspired by the Hubble telescope, which were quite popular when Freelancer was getting made. And, you know, while perhaps not exactly realistic in that the sky should normally be, you know, for the most part black with all the stars, adding the nebulas just really gives it a sense of environment that, you know, a lot of space games, I mean, even like Kerbal, I love Kerbal, and they're trying to go for the realistic bent on it. And part of the appeal of that is, yes, okay, you have a really dark sky, and when you're on the dark side of a planet, like, things are really dark unless you have lights on your spaceship. You really can't see much of anything. And, you know, I mean, there's a certain gameplay aspect to it, same with like trying to land on planets. But in a game like this, where, you know, this is the background, it allows them to have, you know, each sector be somewhat distinct. Now, these two sectors look fairly similar, but the reason for that is they're fairly close. So naturally, the sky around them is going to be similar in appearance. There'll be some shifting of stars, but if they're still relatively close, when you get further and further away, you're going to start seeing some really impressive sectors. Some that I don't want to spoil, that I really can't wait to talk about. Which once again, I kind of hope to see that they do stuff like this on in Star Citizen, which I expect. You know, they talk about exploration as a major aspect of the gameplay. I'm really kind of curious on how they're going to exactly get that to work in the persistent universe, since we don't really know kind of how many people can be on servers. I guess that's, main aspect of what the dogfighting module is going to help test is, how many ships can be in instances. And, when I've started thinking, like, exploration, they talk about being able to discover jump points and then report those and get sort of fame or maybe some money for it. Or, you could keep them to yourself and maybe it's your own secret. West Point Military. Let's try docking here just to open up our trade lanes a little bit. Junie won't mind. Junie will wait.
Understood. Your request to
But yeah, so with the exploration, like, I'm wondering how, if someone's the first one to explore it, but how are they going to sort of balance that? Because, obviously there's people that are going to be, the second it's live, are going to be able to go in. Oh, look, I think we got a derail. I'm going to grab that. Just swap that around. There, slight upgrade. So yeah, I'm kind of curious in how they're going to be able to balance that. And if someone comes to the game a month in, is there going to be even anything that they can explore? Let's grab some more missiles. So I have faith. We'll see how it all handles. They've been really good about weekly updates and sort of communicating with the community. And hey, that's probably why they're doing so well, is they keep in touch with the community. The community is going to be very supportive of them. Yeah, what have we got? Oh yeah, I think what it was, the Trent now outpost to Planet Pittsburgh, the water run. That's a good run, and then from Pittsburgh you grab some boron, and that sells pretty well, I think, back at Trenton Outpost. So that's a really good.
This is Navy Omicron 13 at Freelancer.
Yeah, you can have a look. I don't think I have anything in there.
Take a peek in your hold? Didn't think so.
So it's interesting. They have a pretty large, fairly large database, I guess, of chatter, of responses, automated responses built into the game. They automatically sort of, if you're in the multiplayer, while usually the docking robots will call you Alpha Freelancer Alpha 1-1, but if you're in multiplayer, you may be Alpha 1-2, Alpha 1-3, depending on sort of what, how many player ships are nearby. So I mean, for the level of detail, for the time, you got to give them credit. hoping to see, once again, just a lot of those environmental details where, you're coming into a ship, you might pass a patrol, they might scan your cargo hold. But we'll continue this in the next episode of Freelancer. I'm Sean Kenny. Thanks for watching. So long for now.